Matt Stafford and the Rams took on the Seattle Seahawks at Lumen Field, one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. Let's see how their offense fared against the Seattle defense.
From second to third down, the call sheet looks a lot different. One thing that this D-line does of Seattle is they keep you from getting those 7-yard gains. They're usually so stout on the inside. I understand why the Rams offense is really trying to press the edge of the defense, because these guys inside, they are an immovable object.
There's Corum, jump cut, Corum.
That's tough. Dude, Brady has gotten a lot better as a commentator than when he first started. When he first started, I would say he was like a 5, 6 out of 10, but now I think he's like an 8. He's up there, man. He's getting good.
Be enough for a first down. Strong run by Corum just to pick up 4. Every yard is so hard. I mean, go to Seattle's got the best D. Their run D is third in the league. They haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 27 consecutive games.
Yeah, it's an incredible feat for any defense. And I think also the crowd noise,
that's tough.
It really is difficult on an offensive line, because a lot of times their advantage is knowing the snap count, their ability to accelerate off the line of scrimmage and get into the D-line. But when you're on...
Yeah, that twitch advantage. When you're able to have, you're able to... It's just a millisecond, but it makes all the difference in the trenches. When you're almost equally comparably strong as somebody, and, you need to be able to drive them off the line, being able to catch them off guard and have an extra split-second reaction time is a huge advantage. What he's saying is a huge factor.
This type of deafening crowd noise, you have to sit a little bit more in your heels, and you don't get the same kind of aggressive push on the defense. That crowd noise affects the offensive line so much over the course of this game and in this environment.
A little bit of momentum now. Another strong run.
Running the football well here.
But these teams played twice this year, and they were both pretty epic battles. Different types of games, but they're so close, right? Rams most points in the league. Seattle defense allows the fewest points in the league. Point differential, these are the top 2 teams in the NFL, not surprising. And what separated them?
Crazy.
A point and a yard.
Crazy. Yeah, the 2-point conversion to win in Week 16 was the one that allowed Seattle to be this #1 seed here. So many games come down to a 2-point conversion. Pretty remarkable.
There's Parkinson, the tight end, and that is going to be good for a first down. First time that Stafford has targeted a tight end today, and they've been a huge part of this year with Sean McVay kind of transitioning to a 3 tight end offense a lot, and he's done it a lot today.
Yeah, 3 tight ends, 4 tight ends. I would say this tight end group, they have like over 100.
Stafford, who I don't know him as a person, but he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Straight up. It's amazing that he doesn't have an MVP.
Which leads the league by like a huge margin.
Matt Ryan had an MVP, and I'm not saying Matt Ryan's a bad quarterback, but Matt Stafford is a better quarterback.
It's unreal the production they get from Higgs.
But it's funny because the consistency doesn't really make a difference. It's more about if you pop off for one season, and if you're in the right circumstances, how the MVP award works. And it's not a meaningful award. I mean, it's obviously a meaningful award. It means a lot that you won the MVP in the NFL as an individual. But it's not in terms of determining who the best player is. It usually is just the quarterback that's, it's the upper echelon quarterback who's in the best situation. That's what the MVP award really is. It just means out of these quarterbacks who are exceptional, really good quarterbacks, the 5 to 10 best quarterbacks in the league, who's in the best situation.
Parkinson, Ferguson.
That's really what the MVP award is.
Applies the defensive structure when you have all those tight ends on the field, and Matt just able to deal with the open guy.
Stafford rips one, 2 to Kua in traffic.
That's a dot, bro.
And he hauls it in. Into Seattle territory goes Puka Nacua, and he picks up 21.
Wow, a little silent cadence with the little tap. Hey, here I'm underneath. Here we go. Rather than call it out, we're going on silent count, and then this is just Nacua on the backside.
Man, I love Nakua's physicality. He's not he doesn't create immense amounts of separation like some guys do, but he just is able to catch it in tight spaces, take contact. I mean, he's a dog, man. And he's able to create enough separation. He has good enough hands. He's physically strong.
Trying to lock him up.
And he still creates separation. Don't get me wrong, right? But just from what I've seen, and I haven't really been watching that much NFL recently. I've been, doing other stuff, and man, he's good though. I've seen a few games of him, I like his style as a receiver. It's old school, man. Like, people don't play this way anymore.
4 Seattle defenders on the catch, and Matt's like, I don't really care. Maybe add a 5th one over there at some point.
Is that a new communication, just the old tap on the backside?
Like, that's my favorite play style as a receiver, for sure.
A little booty tap. Let's just lets the center know, hey, give me the buck. Give me the rock. I need it.
There's Corum. And not much there on that right side.
You know what I miss most about playing? Yelling, "Hey!" So I got this job. Pizza?
The Great American Race returns back-to-back champion William Byron looking for a historic three-peat. And we're pleased to announce that honorary pace car driver for this year's race will be actor, icon, and racing enthusiast Kurt Russell. That's awesome. Doesn't get bigger than this. 68th running of the Daytona 500, February 15th, only on Fox. Rams started this drive on their own 13. Put together something here. Corum has stayed in the backfield. Draw to him with some room to go. Corum gets to the edge. Blake Corum inside the 30 and down to the 25.
And this is a great offense as well, man.
He's giving him a little juice this drive, TB.
Wow, and such a great design.
I talked about how the Seahawks had a great offense, but this offense is also great.
This is just a typical.
They might not be as I mean, no, they're good, bro. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, they're good. That's very comparable to JSN and Cooper Kupp.
Draw. Will you watch Stafford drop back?
And I think Stafford is. I'm high on Sam Darnold. I always have been, and I stand on that because I really believe in his play style and his who he is as a quarterback. But I think Matt Stafford's actually better.
Then the defensive line is all of a sudden attack in the middle of the pocket. You kind of spin around and not really a delay.
I don't know much about the O-line units, but to compare these two offenses is tough.
A draw, but a patient draw. And then Corum, you just.
And see, that's the issue with not watching football as much recently, is that I would be way more in tune with who has good units, O-line, D-line.
Rarely get that type of space with this defense. Starts inside.
Had I been watching more.
And then with his speed, he can bounce to the perimeter as well. I'm really impressed by this drive. The Rams offense kind of answering everything that Seattle's giving them right now.
Corum gets a break. Kyron Williams back in, and now he'll get it. Looking for something up the middle. He's going to pick up maybe 2. With about 4.5 to go in this first half.
Yeah, they needed, with the Rams defense on the field, the time of possession was kind of getting one-sided with Seattle's offense and the Rams defense. They needed a long drive to settle that defense down a little bit, give Chris Shula's unit some time, and they've done it through running the ball. Few timely passes, a great throw by Stafford in traffic.
Devontae Adams on the sideline, 2nd and 8.
Their ability to run the ball has been exceptional on this drive. There's Puka in the backfield.
Stafford looking at him, connects with Nacua, who was run out of bounds about 1.5 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, when you put him back there, it's not for pass protection. Let me just say that. You're putting him back there because he's going to be the focal point of that play, or at some point, you're going to try to disguise something off of that where you maybe pump it to him and get the ball down the field. But good design. These are saw it with Clint Kubiak with JSN in the backfield.
And to your point, ball control is really evened up. Now, a 3rd and 1, where LA's 0 for 3 today. Williams, right side, first down and then some. Chucks his way down.
3rd and short, man. You put yourself in a good position on 3rd down. Your 3rd down rate looks good. It's a product of what you're doing on the other side.
Of our road as a pursuit of progress. And the further we go, the more we realize that
the better you do on 3rd.
How about the run game for the
McVay, former Skins coach.
Yeah, and that's one aspect where
if I'm not
we had him
mistaken.
against the Niners last week. Seattle's defense.
Former Redskins coach, and now he's, we're out of the playoffs. It's absurd, man. These guys are everywhere. McDaniels, Kyle Shanahan, him.
And just didn't give up anything last week. Suffocated the offensive line and the strength of that team, which is their run game. And the Rams, they do enough in the run game. They're very good in the run game, 7th in the run game, but they're really a pass-focused offense. When they change the pace with Corum and Williams, They can gash you. They made plenty of explosive runs in the first 2 games of the season. More communication by Stafford trying to get his team in the best play.
And we get a whistle. The Rams going to call a timeout, make sure they have the right play. Their first timeout of the half. And with that, we'll be right back after this message from Modelo. To finish this would be impressive because
Devontae
the
Adams back on the
Seahawks have
field.
allowed exactly 1 touchdown the last 3 games.
First in scoring, they're 5th in red zone defense. So even though they play this shell defense that discourages a lot of big explosive plays, they are able to lock it down with their physicality in the red zone. It's hard to run the ball in.
They go 3 tight ends. Here is Corum again, looking for a seam, and not much. Played well by Seattle that time, brings up 2nd down.
Every offense would love to run the ball in, and as you get closer to the goal line, those safety players that are usually back there guarding deep parts of the field, well, they're only 7-8 yards from the line of scrimmage. So they're able to support the run so quickly. It makes it a big-time challenge to run it in. A lot of times you could take advantage of that with run action fakes, and then you try to get the receivers behind them.
That's Nakua in motion. And they're not going to run anything. Going to take it down to the 2-minute warning. There you go. A little snoop to break.
No flag.
Good vibe in this one. Rams on the move.
There's no
down 10-6.
The clock ran down to 2 minutes.
2-minute warning. Thanks, Clay.
This
We
is the
figured
2-minute warning.
Now we got it officially. Rams knocking on the door. Guy that led the league in touchdowns this year. That's Devontae Adams, who had 14 of them, and most of them were inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, if he gets a one-on-one look, which is, again, hard against this defense, these 2 deep safeties don't often give you that one-on-one look. He's so disruptive when he is down there. You better believe Stafford's looking over there in his way.
Stafford looking, floats one. Williams wide open, and he scores.
Great play design.
Touchdown, Rams.
That's tough.
Wow.
Yeah,
What
man.
a drive, and they made it look easy.
Great drive. That was a very efficient, matriculating drive, disciplined drive by the offense. Didn't just take shots. Good play calling.
Easy.
Tried to move the chains. Tried to stay ahead of the chains the whole drive.
It's just
Got some chunks here and there, but that's how a real football drive works.
ends up being slightly zone coverage, but they match the zone, so everyone's going across.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know how you lose track of
Man, this shit is straight out of Madden, dog.
Kyron Williams out there.
I used to run that in like Madden 15 probably.
Poor defensive community.
But that's a great. I mean, that's great. Yeah, that's great.
Better believe Stafford's looking
Classic
over there in his
concept.
way.
It's called clear concept, right?
Stafford looking, floats one. Williams wide open, and he scores.
You clear it out and you run a route to the flats right there behind it with a little bit of a delay. In this case, he lined up in the backfield, so the delay was natural because the timing works when you're running out of the backfield. It's going to take you a second to get there. By then, the guys are gone. The other guys are gone. The guy who is, oh my God, am I forgetting the term? Anchored, I believe. I believe it's called being anchored, if I'm remembering correctly, to the running back, to the tailback, is likely in the middle of the field. He's got to get through a bunch of garbage to get there, right? And so it's an easy walk-in touchdown.
Drive, and they made it look easy.
Against man-to-man, this is a walk-in touchdown. I mean, you got 23, you got your tailback having to probably beat a linebacker across the field, and that's easy. That's light work.
Just ends up being slightly zone coverage, but they match the zone, so everyone's going across.
Yes, and it's a natural rub, just like it is
How you
here.
lose track of
And just by the nature of the play, it's over.
Kyron Williams out there. Poor deep.
Man, great play design. Great drive there by the Rams. I really liked watching that. Honestly, I enjoyed that. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want me to watch next.